Long before the reboots, movie spin-offs, and endless nostalgia, Charlie's Angels brought a sleek, smart, and fearless new kind of crime-fighting team to television, always staying one step ahead. From Charlie's mystery voice to Bosley's easy charm and unforgettable screen presence of Jill, Sabrina, Kelly, and the later Angels, this show became a massive 1970s phenomenon. Decades later, the actors' real stories reveal raw fame, reinvention, deep loss, and a lasting legacy. This is Charlie's Angels, then and now. John Bosley was the warm, dependable bridge between Charlie Townsend and his team, bringing quick humor, deep loyalty, and a steady human touch to their glamorous world. Played by David Doyle. Born on December 1st, 1929, in Omaha, Nebraska, Doyle was 47 when the show launched in 1976, and Bosley worked because he never tried to outshine the girls. Instead, he backed them with easy charm, sharp thinking, and a warm presence that balanced out the heavy danger of their cases. While Charlie was just a voice, Bosley became the familiar face of Townsend Agency, stepping in whenever the girls needed backup. A solid cover story or a little comic relief, Doyle gave him real warmth without ever making him look weak, letting Bosley feel protective, highly capable, and deeply fond of the talented women by his side. But outside the show, David Doyle built a long career in TV and voice acting, later winning over younger generations as Grandpa Low Pickles in Rugrats. He passed away in 1997 at 67 after a heart attack. Yet John Bosley endures because Doyle made his supporting role feel loyal, funny, and absolutely the essential. Then came Julie Rogers, joining the final season with a gritty, street-smart edge that injected fresh energy into the Townsend Agency. She was played by Tanya Roberts, born October 15, 1949, in the Bronx, New York, joining the series in 1980 at age 31. Julie worked on screen because she felt so different from her predecessors. She didn't show up with formal police training or some highly polished detective background. Instead, she relied entirely on gut instinct, using nerve, charm, and street-smart survival skills instead of classroom training. That made her feel delightfully unpredictable, someone who could think fast. The second a case went south, Roberts brought sheer confidence, glamour, and strong presence to the role, matching the show's stylish look while adding a gritty, resourceful edge. Even though her run was short, she became an iconic part of the show's final chapter, helping carry its legacy into the early 1980s. Tanya Roberts then found massive fame for Sheena, A View to a Kill, and later That 70s Show. She passed away in 2021 at 71. From a severe infection, Julie Rogers still stands out because Roberts made that late series shake-up feel bold, stylish, and memorable. Burdett brought a raw, rugged danger to the world of Charlie's Angels, the kind of hard-edged villain who brought old-school Western violence into a modern crime drama. Played by Lel Q. Jones, who was born August 19, 1927, in Beaumont, Texas. He was 49 when he appeared in 1976. Burdett worked because Jones had a face and presence made for trouble. He could make a character feel cunning, weathered, and threatening before he even opened his mouth. In a show famous for glamour, disguises, and stylish investigations, bad guys like Burdett gave the Angels some real opposition. Men who were dangerous not because they were flashy, but because they looked like they had survived some pretty rough worlds. Jones brought decades of Western grit to the screen, using his natural toughness and a dry menace to anchor the whole episode. And it worked. Outside of Charlie's Angels, he became a familiar face in American film and television, especially in classic westerns and key roles in films like The Wild Bunch, The Ballad of Cable Hogg, and Casino. He passed away in 2022 at 94 from natural causes. Burdett lives on because Jones made danger feel dusty, sharp, and unmistakably real. Lieutenant Torres brought quiet authority, along with brains and professional steadiness, played by Soon Taek-oh. Born June 29, 1932, in Mokpo, South Korea, he was 48 when he appeared in 1980. Torres worked because the Angels' investigations constantly jumped from glamour to real danger and police work, helping ground their wild world. Playing a lieutenant, Torres brought real police procedure and official pressure. He backed up the Angels while reminding everyone that their cases fell under a much larger system of justice. Oh gave the role a calm focus and quiet, steady command, making Torres feel fully capable without needing to steal the spotlight. His performance brought real credibility and dignity, especially in a show where guest stars had to make an impact fast. Beyond the Angels, Soon Taek-oh built a massive career in movies, TV, theater, and voiceovers. Younger fans know him as the voice of Fa Zhou in Disney's Mulan, while others remember his decades of action and drama roles. He passed away in 2018 at 85 from Alzheimer's disease. Lieutenant Torres lives on because O made authority feel thoughtful, composed, and unforgettable. Jake Barnett brought a tough, gritty edge to the show, the kind of guy who stepped in and immediately raised the stakes. Actor Norman Alden played him born September 13, 1924 in Fort Worth, Texas, making him 53 for his 1977 appearance. Jake worked because Alden had this rugged voice and raw presence that fit right into gritty crime dramas and adventures. Whether playing an ally, an enemy, or a guy caught in the middle, Alden always made him feel incredibly real. On the show, Jake was part of a line-up of guest characters who made every single episode feel fresh, taking them to new places, raw dangers, and unique personalities that tested the angles. Alden kept things heavy but subtle, adding real texture to the show's case of the week format. Beyond the show, Norman Alden built a massive career in film and television, doing legendary voice work like Aquaman in Super Friends and appearing in Back to the Future. He died in 2012 at 87. From natural causes, Jake Barnett endures because Alden made the toughness feel totally lived in. Direct and perfectly built for classic TV action, Ed Fellows brought a tall, rugged charisma to the show, the type of guest who made any episode feel bigger and more adventurous. Played by Denny Miller, born April 25, 1934 in Bloomington, Indiana, he was 43 for his appearance in 1977. It fit perfectly because Miller had the raw physical presence of an old-school action hero. He commanded attention with a look that could instantly project confidence, danger, or charm depending on the scene. In their world, where every new case pulled the Angels into deep circles of risk, guys like Ed kept things fast and interesting. Miller brought a direct, powerful energy that matched the show's mix of action, mystery, and primetime glamour. Long before this, he actually made history playing Tarzan in Tarzan, the Ape Man, back in 1959, eventually becoming a staple of TV westerns, commercials, and guest spots. His career was defined by an athletic, good-natured grit across decades on American TV screens. He passed away in 2014 at 80 years old from Alls. Yet, Ed Fellows lives on because Miller made physical confidence feel warm, classic, and unmistakably old-school Hollywood. Tiffany Wells brought sophistication and quiet intelligence, plus a polished East Coast elegance, played gracefully by Shelley Hack. Born July 6, 1947 in Greenwich, Connecticut, she was 32 when she joined the show in 1979. Tiffany worked because she brought a totally different rhythm than her predecessors. She was refined, highly educated, and incredibly thoughtful and highly analytical, tackling cases with cool logic instead of raw impulse. Joining in season 4 right after major cast shakeups, she played a crucial role in keeping the show's identity alive. Listen closely. Hack brought poise and restraint to Tiffany, making her a sharp investigator whose brains matched her glamorous style. Even though her run on the show was short, she is still a major part of Angel history, especially for fans who watched the series evolve. Long before acting, Shelley Hack was famous as the iconic face of Revlon's Charlie perfume campaign, defining the ultimate symbol of 1970s confidence. Later, she pivoted to producing, political consulting, and international relations. Today, she is 77. Tiffany Wells lives on because Hack made sophistication look effortless. Subtle and pure late 1970s, Eva brought mystery and charm to Charlie's Angels, just one of the great guest stars who made every episode feel like a new trap. Played by Nancy Fox, born September 23, 1954, in San Antonio, Texas. She was 24 back in 1978. Eva stood out because the show relied on characters who could instantly hook the audience in just a few scenes. And they did. Some guest stars brought danger, others brought glamour, and some brought just enough mystery to keep the Angels and the viewers completely hooked. Fox brought a glowing screen presence and a sharp sense of style to the role, making Eva unforgettable in her brief screen time. Her character fit right into the show's web of clues and suspicion, where double crosses were common and nobody could be trusted until the final reveal. Outside of the Angels, Nancy Fox worked steadily in television during a golden age for network sitcoms and dramas, booking roles on hits like Love, American Style, and The New Temperature's Rising show. Today, she is 70 and has retired from the screen, Yet, Eva lives on because Fox made a quick guest spot feel incredibly stylish, deeply intriguing, and a classic piece of the show's formula. Eric Knight brought pure suspense to the series, playing the kind of shady character who keeps viewers guessing long before the mystery is finally solved. Here is how, played by Joseph Hacker, born April 14, 1944. He was 34 during his 1978 appearance. Eric clicked because the show excelled at characters who looked totally clean on the outside, but harbored dark secrets and hidden agendas underneath. Hacker gave Eric a cool, calm presence, making him a natural fit for this glamorous, high-stakes world of danger. On this show, a guest star's real power was how fast they could set a mood, shifting a scene to feeling tense, romantic, or deeply suspicious in just a few quick seconds of screen time. Eric nailed that formula, adding serious depth to the investigation without stealing the spotlight from the angels. Joseph Hacker kept working steadily in movies and television, popping up on massive dramas during an era when great guest spots drove the entire story. Today, he is 80 years old and lives a very quiet, private life. Eric Knight lives on because Hacker made his mystery feel controlled, smooth, and quietly intense. Asher brought pure danger to the angles, playing a brutal villain who raised the stakes for the entire team. Portrayed by actor Paul Cavanis, born December 4, 1937, he was 41 when he filmed in 1978. Asher succeeded because thrillers demand villains who can instantly crank up the tension, and Cavanis had the physical power to make a short appearance feel genuinely terrifying. He fits right into the show's classic tradition of one-off villains, guys who show up because massive trouble, test the courage of the angels, then join the show's long lineup of memorable rivals. Cavanis played Asher with a hard edge, giving the role enough authority and threat to keep the episode truly suspenseful. In the highly glamorous world of Charlie's Angels, bad guys like Asher mattered because they made the angels' skills look far more impressive. Their elegance and intelligence faced real danger, not some empty, superficial threat. Away from the series, Paul Cavanis worked steadily in television and film, taking roles in crime dramas, action shows, and classics like Kojak and The Rockford Files. Today, he is 87 years old and retired from acting. Asher still stands out because Cavanis made his villainy feel direct, imposing, and classic TV tough. Carl Hansworth brought charm, sophistication, and a real sense of mystery to Charlie's Angels. Played by Dennis Cole, born July 19, 1940 in Detroit, Michigan, he was 37 when he appeared in 1977. Carl's character worked because Cole had the kind of screen presence that made a guest star feel important almost instantly. Handsome, smooth, and in control, he fit right into that stylish world. It was a world of elegant backdrops, secret motives, and people who were rarely as simple as they looked. When Carl gets tangled up in one of the angels' cases, his effortless charm adds real tension, making viewers wonder where charm ends and danger actually begins. Cole brought real polish to the screen, using his natural ease to give Carl a memorable quality. Outside of Charlie's Angels, Dennis Cole had a great television career, starring in Felony Squad and guest starring on massive hits throughout the 1960s and 1970s and 1980s, which kept him connected to classic TV culture for decades. He passed away in 2009 at the age of 69 from kidney failure. Carl Hansworth still stands out because Cole made charm feel smooth, suspicious, and perfectly suited to an episodic mystery. Artie Weaver brought streetwise energy and fast-talking tension to Charlie's Angels, played by Richard Bacallion, born January 29, 1931 in Watertown, Massachusetts. He was 47 when he appeared in 1978. Absolutely. Artie's character worked because Bacallion knew how to play guys who seemed clever, slippery, and always ready with an angle in a series full of cases and disguises and constant danger. Someone like Artie made the investigations feel rougher around the edges, hinting at a world of hustlers, small-time crooks, and men who survived on pure instinct. Bacallion's performance added real snap and flavor, using his tough guy experience to build a character who was instantly readable but highly entertaining. He built a solid career playing tough gangsters, whiz-a-guy characters, and street-level grifters across classic television and films that made great use of his intensity. His credits included roles in Batman, Chinatown, and countless crime and comedy shows over the decades. He passed away in 2015 at 84 years old from natural causes. Artie Weaver still stands out because Bacallion made small-time cunning, funny, sharp, and incredibly alive. Al Norman added a sly, streetwise vibe to Charlie's Angels, the kind of character who made any case unpredictable from the second he showed up. Played by Lee Delano, who was born January 19th, 1931 in New York and was 46 in 1977. All worked because Delano had a real gift for playing guys with angles, the kind of people who knew more than they let on, and always planned their next move. In the Angels' world of undercover operations, clues, suspects, and shifting loyalties, a character like old brought humor and suspicion all at once. Delano gave him a lively edge, making his role stand out even within the tight rhythm of episodic television. His performance belongs to that great tradition of classic TV guest stars who had to define themselves instantly and help carry the mystery forward. Beyond Charlie's Angels, Lee Delano worked steadily across TV and film with roles in comedies, crime dramas, and action shows like Police Academy and The A-Team. He passed away in 2017 at 86. Our Norman is still remembered because Delano made craftiness feel colorful, suspicious, and theatrical. Chris Monroe brought freshness, warmth, and real stability to Charlie Astrals as after her sister Jill left the show. Played by Cheryl Ladd, born on July 12, 1951. In Huron, South Dakota, she was 26 when she joined the show in 1977. Chris worked because she stepped into a tough spot, replacing one of television's biggest breakout icons while still finding her own way as an angel. Ladd handled that tough challenge with charm, optimism, and quiet confidence. She was always resourceful, cheerful, and incredibly brave. Often underestimated at first, she kept proving she belonged on the team, being Jill Monroe's younger sister. Gave the transition real emotional logic, while her personality brought a lighter, more approachable vibe. Ladd's performance kept Charlie's Angels incredibly popular through major cast changes, and she became their longest-running, most beloved angel. Beyond the show, Cheryl Ladd built a career in TV movies, music, guest roles, and later appearances in shows like Las Vegas and 9-210. Today, she is 73 and still active in the business. Chris Monroe worked because Ladd made that transition feel so graceful. Linda brought a smaller but memorable presence to Charlie's Angels. She belonged to that wide circle of guest actors who helped every case feel totally unique. Played by Lynn Marta, born on October 30th, 1945 in Somerville, New Jersey, she was 33 when she appeared in 1978. Around that, Linda worked because the show constantly used guest stars to add emotional depth, suspicion, glamour, or tension without needing a long story arc. Marta brought nuance and a natural screen ease to the role, helping Linda feel like a real part of that lived-in world instead of just another name in the mystery. That was a major strength of Charlie's Angels. Every week, the Angels stepped into brand new worlds, meeting people whose secrets, fears, or motives drove the entire story forward. Marta's acting fit right into that revolving TV world. Beyond the show, Lynn Marta built a diverse career in TV, film, and music, popping up in classics like Footloose and Three Men and a Little Lady. She was also remembered for her relationship with actor David Doyle, passing away in 2024 at 78. Linda is remembered because Marta made a quick role feel textured, natural, and a real part of classic TV history. Sabrina Duncan was the sharp, brilliant leader of the original Angels, keeping a calm focus beneath all the glamour. Played by Kate Jackson, born October 29th, 1948. In Birmingham, Alabama, she was 28 when Charlie's Angels launched in 1976. Sabrina worked because she gave the trio a solid, professional center, being witty, practical, and completely no-nonsense. She often used smarts and strategy before beauty or charm. In a show known for pure style, Jackson helped make the detective work feel sharper. Sabrina could go deep undercover, read a suspect, face down danger, and still keep her sense of humor, making her vital to the original chemistry with Jill Monroe and Kelly Garrett. Jackson's performance balanced style with real credibility, proving the Angels were more than just pretty faces. They were capable investigators. After leaving the show, she stayed a major TV presence, starring in Scarecrow and Mrs. King in numerous films. Today, Kate Jackson is 76 and has mostly stepped away from acting. Sabrina Duncan stands out because Jackson made smart stylish, leadership natural, and the original Angels feel like a real team. Avery brought charm, polish, and a familiar TV presence to Charlie's Angels, played by Dick Sargent. He was born on April 19, 1930 in Carmel, California, making him 46 when he appeared in 1976. The character Avery worked because Sargent had this incredibly easy screen presence. He could bring instant sophistication to any guest role. Best known as the second Darren Steffens on Bewitched, he brought decades of sitcom experience to the Angels. On Charlie's Angels, guest characters like Avery really helped shape each case by adding personality and uncertainty and emotional color. Sargent's performance brought a warmth that kept Avery feeling charismatic, but never over the top. His presence connected the show to an older era of network television, where familiar faces moved effortlessly between comedy and heavy drama. After this, Dick Sargent kept busy across TV and film, later gaining wide respect for his personal openness and advocacy. He passed away in 1994. At age 64 from prostate cancer, Avery endures because Sargent made sophistication feel totally relaxed and familiar and quietly memorable. Jill Monroe became one of the defining television images of the 1970s. She was athletic, glamorous, and tied directly to the cultural explosion of Charlie's Angels, played by Farrah Fawcett. Born February 2nd, 1947 in Corpus Christi, Texas. She was 29 when the series started in 1976. Jill worked because Fawcett brought unmatched energy to the role. She was stylish but never fragile, and playful without losing her sharp intelligence, and bold enough to make detective work look thrilling. As an original angel, she helped shape the fantasy of women facing danger with wit, charm, and total control. Her feathered hair became a total phenomenon, but her performance mattered far beyond the look. Fawcett gave Jill incredible warmth and spontaneity, making her feel like way more than a poster icon. Even though she left after season 1, her presence remained absolutely central to the legacy. Fawcett later proved her serious dramatic chops in acclaimed film and TV roles, especially The Burning Bed. She passed away in 2009 at age 62 from anal cancer. Jill Monroe endures because Fawcett made glamour feel alive, athletic, and completely unforgettable. Kelly Garrett became the long-standing face of Charlie's Angels, standing as the only lead to stay through every single season of the original run. Played by Jaclyn Smith, born October 26, 1945 in Houston, Texas, she was 31 when the show launched in 1976. Right from the start, Kelly worked beautifully because she carried elegance, compassion, and a quiet strength in equal measure. She was incredibly glamorous, but never just decorative, gentle, but never helpless. On every case, Kelly brought empathy and deep emotional intelligence, reading people carefully while facing threats with pure confidence. Smith's natural chemistry with the other angels anchored the series through constant cast shakeups, making her the thread linking the original trio to later groups. That steady presence gave fans a real sense of continuity in a series defined by mystery, style, and reinvention. After the show, Jaclyn Smith became a major TV movie star and a successful businesswoman, and one of the very first actresses to build a massive fashion and home brand under her own name. Today, she is 79 and stays active in both entertainment and business. Kelly Garrett endures because Smith made grace feel strong and kindness feel incredibly intelligent, while making glamour feel completely timeless. The cases might be closed now, but the legacy of Charlie's Angels still shines with style, mystery, and 1970s television glamour. Between Bosley's warmth, Jill's iconic sparkle, Sabrina's intellect, and Kelly's grace, Chris's fresh energy, and the guest stars who crossed paths with the Townsend Agency, the series grew into something far bigger than a crime drama, a true pop culture landmark. While some of the show's stars are still with us, others have sadly taken their final bow. But their work remains a permanent part of classic TV history. Which Charlie's Angels character do you remember the most? Comment below, hit like, subscribe, and join us again on Hollywood 1960s.